words. More speed. Chief Mate Juza's breaking in the newcomers, but I think we can spare you the tedium of that. After this, the new crew members will be arranged into 2 teams for more specialized training, according to their own aptitudes and the needs of the fleet. One team will learn comprehensive survival skills, including maritime emergency rescue, marine meteorology, psychological counseling, and so on. They will serve as the support team for the fleet, ensuring safe... That's right, you catch on quick. As one might expect, we call the other team... Also, they're responsible for handling the fleet's cargo. So, what do you think? As I expected. There are 2 main subjects that the Shield of the Crux folk. As I was saying earlier, survival knowledge includes prevention of injuries and disease. You can go learn about these skills from Yinxing, Huixing, and Liu. Each sailor has their own strengths and weaknesses. I'm no rookie, of course, but you shouldn't underestimate the knowledge of the crew. If there's anything I'm most proud of in the fleet, it's my people. Go and get to work. I'll have some questions to test you later.
Hello, traveler. Whenever a sailor has a health problem, they come to me. I deal with it all, from seasickness and common colds to amputations and everything in between. Oh, I presume the captain arranged this, correct? Or first of all, let me ask you this. What do you think is the biggest danger that all new crew members face? That can certainly be a problem at sea, but it's not the biggest danger. The most dangerous thing for a newcomer is to underestimate the dangers of life at sea. I have seen many new crew members who see themselves as young and fighting fit and have no regard for safety. They think that since they are those are the ones that always end up in the sick bay. Everyone should know that being a sailor, especially on a long voyage, is we have to face malnutrition when we're short on supplies. And even the psychological problems that can arise due to isolation. To make things worse, the lack of medication and treatment... Oh, you probably thought I was joking, right? But hopefully you now realize that with a little extra precaution, a lot of these things... Well, I think that's enough for you to think over for now. Is there anything else you would like to know? Captain Beidou? Well, out of everyone I've met, she probably values people's lives, and although I'm just a doctor, every time do you know what Morgrubber? A significant financial risk. But Beidou knows the importance. She places her full trust in me and believes that I can solve. So, to answer your question, that's how. Is there anything else you would like to know? Captain Beidou? Well, out of everyone I've met, although I'm just a doctor, Every time we're stocking up before a voyage, do you know what Morgrubber, our bookkeeper, calls this? A significant financial, but Beidou knows the importance of having a... She places her full trust to answer. Is there anything else you would like to know? Are you... If you can convince more, regardless of the fleet's income, some of those that have returned to land have started small businesses, while the money is intended to allow them to live their lives as freely as... Still, we can't pretend like it solves it. But if nothing else, it's good to know that while Captain Beidou is in charge of the Crux, no one... Is there anything else you would like to know? Well, my pleasure.
Sorry about earlier, Traveler. We were so caught up on getting you to join the fleet that we didn't notice we were going a little overboard. Good thing the captain stepped in. Oh! Well, in that case, you have come to the right person. I'll start by introducing some Let's start with what to look for when you get... First, you should always look at any indicated shorelines. Islands. With these features in mind, you can answer the basic question of, can I chart a safe course through this area? Visually, nautical charts are a little unique. The most advanced nautical charts come with a supplementary chart, which has different colored lines marked on it to indicate. It's worth mentioning that under my direction, the Crux is using these advanced kinds of charts. Some cartographers mark out other points of interest on their charts, usually with their own special symbols, if they don't leave any accompanying notes. Not only those. To be honest, it can be quite a challenge, even for me. But if we don't decipher them, we will certainly miss many secrets. Fortunately, we have the captain with us. She managed to find some ancient books on semiotics that I can use to... I don't think anyone other than our captain can Oops, I've gotten off topic. Is there anything else you would like to know, Traveler? Drafting chart? The charts we are using now are just revised versions of the ones left by the previous... So my mapping experiences have been primarily limited to... I think you can ask Captain Beidou more. One time, the fleet sailed into an uncharted area by mistake. It wasn't long, but Captain Beidou still managed to draft a simple chart of the area we sailed through for if and when we explore the... Incredible, isn't it? I was amazed because I had the talent. And she doesn't want... I initially had the same question She just laughed and told me she wants everyone on board to master that way if the day ever comes when she's... Captain Beidou may seem aloof and even act... Is there anything else you would like to know, Traveler? My pleasure. A friend...
Hello, Traveler. Are you here to learn about marine... In my line of work, I saw the captain showing you around the training grounds, and then you went to see Yingxing and Huixing. So I figured that she probably wants you to get to know the life of a crew member. Okay, let's get started. First, marine meteorology basically means keeping tabs on the weather as well as other ocean phenomena. These are all potential threats to safe navigation. Take waterspouts, for example. They're caused by high-speed rotating winds on the surface of the ocean. But if you know that water spouts can only form in an environment with high temperature, you will be even more alert if you also know that the presence of winds blowing in opposite directions, with a significant difference in speed, is a direct precursor to the formation. And most importantly, if you spot a small white vortex emerging from the clouds, you should immediately notify the crew to steer clear of what's ahead. So there you go. Those are the warning signs of water spouts. Well, I'm good at reading the sea, but I'm not as good as the captain when it comes to... Do you know the small fishing village next to Wangshuin? I heard that when Captain was a kid, she worked there fishing with the adults. Later, she made her way to the harbor where she struggled to make a living. Managing to survive in an environment like that as a kid is... If it wasn't for her, I never would have dreamed of taking this job. She gave me... You may not have heard, but I'm best known outside the Crux fleet for a slightly infamous story involving me, third round knockout, and... Who would ever have thought that the rookie sailor who fell drunk into the sea and became a laughingstock among their now former crewmates would then... It proves that having skills alone is not enough. You need someone like the captain who would... Find me anytime if you want to know more.
So you've already finished talking to the crew, huh? I thought it'd take you a while longer. So, what did you think? Well, you sound confident, but don't underestimate the shield of the Crux. Gotta admit, though, I like your attitude, kid. Okay, let's get started. First of all, life on the sea isn't always plain sailing. Injuries and illnesses. But what is the single biggest danger facing crew? Is that your final answer? As you've just learned, the fleet plots its route using nautical charts. The supplementary chart has lots of lines in various colors for... Okay, interesting. On longer voyages, we have to be especially careful. So my question is... Okay, those are all my questions. Congratulations, you... wait a second, you didn't pass. They didn't seem... Did you get them wrong on... Just kidding. I know you wouldn't do that. In that case, how about we take a trip back to Liu? I've actually been hoping for the chance... You may be aware that as an armed fleet, the Crux is kind of like the maritime equivalent of a... We work as an armed carrier. Aside from that, though, there is also one other important way we make income.
Actually, it's trading. In certain kind.
Hey, my hotshot account.
Cut it out. Juza sent me here.
Okay. Well, Mora Grubber was right, though. Importing here, you'll see what I mean by... Come on, let's go... So you've already finished talking to the crew, huh? I thought... Now you... First of all, life... But what is the... Is that your final answer? As you've just learned, the fleet plot... The supplementary Okay, interesting. On longer voyages, we have... So, my question... Okay, those are all my. Now then, let's see. 2 correct. Not bad. After all, you didn't. It seems that your survival know-how is now up to the standard required of qualified crew members. Time to move on. You need to realize, looking at that is why we offer a lot of fun courses. Oh, and thanks to each newcomer has to. Of course, if you'd prefer wrestling sea monsters with your bare hands, that can be arranged. Well, for today, if I remember correctly.
Listen up, everyone!
What's going on here?
Oh, Captain. Captain.
I see. That's. Oh? Quite the multi-talent. In that case, why don't you help us out?
Yeah. Unfortunately, the original teacher canceled at short notice, so there's no. It would be great if the Traveler could step in as the teacher for the day.
It's up to you, Traveler. Great! It's settled then. Juice up?
Yes, Captain.
Okay, that's 1, 2, 3. That should be everyone. Take it away. Oh, yeah? What's that? Fair enough. It seems like you already have someone in mind. So, who will it be? Me? well, we could do that. Or, Guyunstone Forest looks extraordinary today. It'd be a pity to not capture the scenery for posterity. So how about we snap Guyunstone Forest for today's class? Then
Come on, Captain. We talked about this. Scenery looks nice at first, but it gets boring after a while. I bet it'd keep the crew more entertained. Those were your exact words.
Were they now? Strange. I don't seem to remember anything about that. Well, then in that case, how about Huixing? I bet you, or Fuzhong, or...
Seriously, Captain? Little Yue? You're just trying to wriggle. You are the captain, after all.
I agree. You were the one who invited the Traveler. Besides, Captain, you've never had your photo taken. It's high time you got one. We can even use it to promote the fleet during
Real funny, guys. Well, if you... So, what do I do now, Traveler? Like this? You're kidding, right? I've never had my photo. It must be the lighting or something. I never said that. You mean go somewhere else, then bring the final photo back as teaching material?
Sounds good to me.
The lighting may still be a problem, but I'm open to persuasion. Just to be clear, I won't necessarily agree. It depends on the place you have in mind. The fishing village near Wangshu Inn? How do you even know that place anyway? It's tiny. I don't think I've ever seen it on a single map. Treasure? There? It just so happens that that little village is where I grew up. Now that you've mentioned it, it's given me the urge to go back and take a look around. How about we take this opportunity to pay my old home a visit? It's certainly seen better days. It was never that impressive, but at least back in the day, it was a lively village and home to several families. I wonder how long these last few old houses will remain standing. Nothing as dramatic as you might think. A few small incidents occurred. Come on, let's take a walk around. People...
Don't disappoint me.
With them, they brought their knowledge of fishing, which had been passed down from generation to generation. I learned a lot from them when I was here. Now upriver is long gone, and downriver is all but deserted. It won't be long before no one even remembers what these places are called. Tu Zhong. I barely remember this name. You're right. I was only about 5 or 6 years old when I was homeless and had to wander around the streets. I remember finally managing to find half a rice bun, but then a stray dog jumped out and snatched it away from me. Half a rice bun was not something I was willing to give up so easily at the time, so I chased it all the way to this neighborhood. Then a few fishermen saw us running and stopped me. They were kind enough to give me some food. Seeing me stop, the dog also stopped running. But straight away it keeled over and never got up again. Maybe it was I went over and saw that the dog still had the half rice bun in its mouth. It didn't let go even at the very end. Had I known the dog was so weak, I would have let it take that half rice bun. I could tell they were wary of me at first. I was the dirty little kid who just chased a dog to death over some scraps of food, but I got lucky. The village chief took pity on me and brought me to their home. That's how I ended up staying here. Do you know what the name Beidou means? Come on, I'll explain along the way. About a year or two after I arrived, the village chief fell ill during the winter and passed away. During that same period, the harvest was getting worse and the fishermen's catch was getting smaller day by day. Without the village chief to handle the situation, people began blaming each other. There were even rumors that some families had been overfishing and leaving nothing for the rest of the village to catch. But in the end, they all turned on me, saying that they shouldn't have ever taken me in. They said I was bad luck. They pointed to how that dog died on the first day I arrived. Next thing you know, the village chief dies, and then all the fish die out. They said I was a living curse, and the downfall of the village was all my fault. I told them that I didn't understand. I'm not a curse, I'm just Beidou. Then some of the villagers started shouting, and drove me out of the village. They shouted, "Nando controls life. Beidou controls death. Beidou controls death." Before then, all I knew about my name was that it had something to do with the stars. It wasn't until then that I realized that Beidou was a constellation. And the Alcor, one of its stars, was an omen of death. Here we are. This is the old house of the village chief. I bet he never expected that the little girl he took in would grow up to be seen as a curse that brought about the village's total destruction. What do you mean? Is that all? And let me guess, you got to Inazuma and the Electro Archon? Well, you seem to wreak havoc on a grander scale than I ever could. Oh, I get it. You're trying to convince me that I'm not cursed. I appreciate it, and I'll take it. Let's not forget that the people whose names stick around are the ones who emerge from the stormy seas unscathed, and the ones who get swept away in the wind are the fledgling birds who couldn't hack it. I, for one, have never encountered a storm I couldn't weather. But your journey's far from over, isn't it? Just remember, there's no telling what else you might encounter in this vast. So if you ever find some idiot trying to brand you as a scapegoat just because you're the one who lived to tell the tale, tell them Captain Beidou demands to have the honor along with you. Remember, You'll always have the captain of the Crux to back you up wherever you go. Two cursed scapegoats banding together for survival. Sounds like a recipe for disaster, but at the same time, I kinda dig it. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. Okay, it's time to get back to our photography. Right, teacher? Come on, let's not waste any time. So, do I need to strike a... What? The nerve! What do you think this is? I don't want to do this whole modeling. Hey, cut it out. No more... There you
Stabilize!
The more, the merrier.
The systems shine no longer.